Okay, we're going to make a dice today. We're going to take a cube and add some things to it to make it look like a dice. Okay, and so if you want, you can 3D print one of them if you do it right and make it look nice. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But right now, what we need to do is read the directions here. It says create a new inventor part. Standard.ipt. Now you should know how to do that by now. You click the Windows key D to get back to the window. Okay, and so make sure that you click on the I icon. It says Autodesk Inventor Professional, and I've got 2017, which by now there's 2020. It's out, but I'm not so worried about that. We just need to get the basics. So let's click on Autodesk Inventor and get everything ready to go. Now we're going to change the unit of measurement to millimeters, so we'll have to go up here to the sketch tool, tools tool, tools ribbon, and if you look over to the middle, towards the middle of the ribbon, it says document settings. So click document settings, then units, this tab here, we've got several tabs. Click the length unit tab, drop down menu where it says millimeters, make sure you change that, and then click apply. Alright, so let's come over to the steps and look and see if we did this right. It says change unit of measurement. Click on the tools tab, document settings, select the units, the length drop down menu, and change to millimeters, and click apply. Now we're at this next step which says click on Start 2D Sketch, select the XY plane, and choose the rectangle tool from the origin and drag upwards to create a rectangle. Okay, let's do that quickly. Alright, so let's go to 3D Model ribbon here. It's at the top, this tab here. Click Start 2D Sketch, click the XY plane. Now we're going to check the rectangle. Now, if you'll notice, it's saying rectangle 2 point. That's by default. Click on the origin, it should turn green, drag it out. Now you can go to the next step and jump ahead of me if you'd like, but if you want to follow step by step, make sure you pay attention to this part here. It says dimension the rectangle, select the dimension tool on the ribbon bar, dimension the top horizontal line to be 100 millimeters, dimension the right vertical line to be 100 millimeters. Double click the scroll button to place the sketch back in view, and then click Finish Sketch and extrude the sketch 100 millimeters. So look, it's a cube, 100 by 100 by 100. Length times width times height. So this is the top, right, and then we're going to extrude. Here we go. Dimension the top line, center it up to be 100 millimeters. Click check mark. Click the home view. All right. Now click the dimension tool again. Make sure it's highlighted in blue. Highlight over the purple right line there, right side line. Click towards the middle. Make sure it says 100. Click the check mark, and we're done. Click home. Now we finish sketch and extrude just like we always do. So we're going to extrude it out. If it says 10 millimeters, I want it to be 100 millimeters. So click the check mark. Hold on just a second. Fan was bothering me. Okay, so now let's check the home button again over here by the view cube so we can see the whole shape. Okay, now if you look at the steps, it says to select or sketch a circle, and we're going to start the 2D sketch. Click on the front face of the rectangle, choose the circle tool, sketch the circle in the upper left hand corner of the rectangle, and dimension the circle to be 20 millimeters. So we're going to put it somewhere in this area, the top left angle area. So we're going to click sketch, start 2D sketch, click the front, see how it says front on the view cube there. We'll click the front face. Now what I'm doing there, let me show you how I'm grabbing and pulling that down. So I'm pushing down on the center mouse wheel. That's this thing right here. The mouse wheel, push it in, and then you see how it turns to a hand shape there. If you don't have that kind of mouse, this kind of mouse is very handy if it's got that scroll wheel. Push that hand in, and then just click and drag around so you can center it up. Now choose the circle tool. And we're going to put a circle over in the top left-hand corner, and I want it to be 20 millimeters. And you see I'm way off, but hey, don't worry about it. We're not going to stress over that right now. Okay, it says make sure the dimension toolbar is still pressed, and click the left side of the circle and the left edge of the cube. Enter 20 millimeters in the dialog box, and then we'll do the vertical dimension. Click on the top of the circle and the top of the line of the cube and enter the 20 millimeters in that dialog box. So we're going to do that now. So let's go to Dimension Tool, click Make It Blue, click the left-hand side of the shape, the left-hand side of the circle, drag down, or I guess we could drag all the way down here, and type in the word 20, or the number 20, and click check mark. Now we'll click the Dimension Tool, we'll click the top view and the top of the circle, which, you know, no biggie there. So we'll just click off to the left-hand side, we'll put in 20 also there. Oh, made a mistake. Look at that. Even I do that stuff sometimes. So we'll click on that. Let's click on the circle and come down this time. So we're going to make it come down. So I'm just going to click 20 and hit enter. So see, yeah, there's no big issue there. So I'm going to take that 20 and well, never mind, just leave it where it's at right now. Okay, click the home button, and so we look really ugly like that, but it's okay. We're not worried so much about the way that looks because we're going to delete those dimensions later. So let's go back and work on some other things here. All right, so we've got a circle that's in the top left-hand corner of our shape, and it's 20 from the top and 20 from the side. Now we're going to flip the page over and talk about this part. It says rectangular pattern. All right, it says select your circle that you just created and click on the rectangular pattern button located in the pattern tab. Click on the arrow under direction 1 and click on the left edge of the solid as shown. Make sure that the arrow is pointing downward. If not, click on the arrow to change the direction. All right, so we're going to go over here. Okay, we're going to select the circle here. It's highlighted in white or blue there. Now click up here where it says pattern under the sketch toolbar or sketch ribbon, and we're going to click rectangular pattern. So we have geometry selected, that's the circle. I want to go a certain direction, so I want to go down on this line. And if it wasn't down, if it says up, like an up arrow there, make sure you click flip to make it go down. Change the number of dots here to 2 and 60. So I want that to go down. I have two shapes go be 60 millimeters apart. So now I'm going to go click direction 2, click the other arrow over here. I'm going to click the top line. And now notice it's going to the left. I don't want it to go to the left. I want it to go to the right. And we're going to make 3 shapes go that way. And I want them to be 30 millimeters apart. So if you'll notice now I've got 1, 2, 3, 30 millimeters apart. And over here I've got 2 down, 60 millimeters apart. You see that big gap right there. Okay. Now click Finish Sketch. Now our shape should look like this on our sheet. So in order to get it to look like this, you need to click the view cube on the face that's facing you. And what we're going to do is we're going to extrude the shapes there all at the same time, 3 millimeters. And if you'll notice, it's not sticking out, it's going that direction, inside the shape. So what I'm going to do is click the Extrude button, and I'm going to click my profile. But here, I'm not going to just click one profile. I'm going to highlight and drag up and select all 6. So what I did is I clicked, let me undo that. So I'm going to show you that one more time. So I click Extrude, Profile. Now I click over here in this little area because I'm going to make a square go around these 6 here shapes. So I'm going to click and then drag up to the left until I highlight all those, and then answer your cell phone again. Okay, or not. And then now we're not going to cut. We're going to go not this direction, but we're going to change it to the other direction. And if you'll notice, it's going all the way through. It's going 100 millimeters all the way through. I don't want that. I want 3 millimeters. So this is just going to be not an emboss, but an engraving. Okay, and so that side is totally ready to go. Okay. Now we're going to look at this. If you'll notice, I've already got, I'm just going to check these off as I go. I've already got this side done. You remember the 2x3 situation there? And notice how it's standing up like this. So what I'm probably going to have to do is twist that around. You know, or we may could just leave it like it is. It's fine, totally fine. But let's start with the easiest one here and put a circle in the middle and extrude that real fast, and then we'll start going through. Now, one thing you can do is copy and paste over. Like you can see how this shape has 2 here and this shape has 2 here. Well, you could keep that going there. You could also keep that going here. See how it's the same shape there, but it's cut these 2 out and we have a circle in the middle? Well, let's see how we can be smart about doing this. Okay, so your dice needs to look like this at the end. I'm going to show you how I did this. Okay, there's fixing to be a lot of pausing, so get ready. Here we go. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to click. If you'll notice, I think your shape is looking like this, I believe, or it looks like, I can't remember. You need to make it look like this. So what I did is I clicked that round down arrow right there on the view cube. Now I want you to click right here, right above where it says front. So click that so it looks like you could see the front and the left side there. Okay, so we need to put the number 3 going diagonally this way. So get ready. Okay, so go to your Extrusion 2, edit to Extrusion 2 sketch. If you'll notice, I've already got it started here. This is what I want you to have. So I'm going to show you how I did this. I start construction lines by clicking up here under Format, go over to Line, and start drawing zigzags between the circles like this. Just like this. Zigzag, 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 and here's the last one, I believe, and then I go from middle to top. I know it's hard to see that. Oop, I made a mistake on that last one. So let's click this, go to the middle, and go straight up. You can watch this video several times, so just make sure you go back over it. Now, I made a mistake, I believe, somewhere, so let me pause it. Okay, so they should be construction lines. They should be dotted like this. So I'm going to click, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of them and copy them and click Finish Sketch. Okay, now I want you to click on the top up here above front. So it's going to be that little corner so that you can see the left-hand side and the front-hand side. I want you to click Start 2D Sketch, click on the top there, or the left side, and right-click and say, right-click and paste. So you're going to see those same shapes there. So the reason I'm doing that is because this gives me the places for all of the different circles, which are 0.20. And remember, I needed to do a 0.20. I'm sorry, not 0.20. Oops. 20 millimeters. So I need to click that circle there, type 20. I need to click this circle here, type 20. So I'll make it the side is 3. So I'm going to hit 20 there and click Finish Sketch. And extrude this, this, and this. But make sure it goes the other direction, 3 millimeters. And there's my third side. Okay, this side needs to be 1, so I'm going to go back. And if you'll notice on the browser, I'm going to highlight over where it says Extrusion 2, Sketch 2. I'm going to right-click on that. Hold on, let me make sure I can get this right. So this is where you're going to be. So right-click on Sketch 2, go to Edit Sketch, highlight the construction lines only, and copy them by pushing Control-C. Alright, now I'm going to click Finish Sketch. Now I'm going to start 2D Sketch on this side, and I'm going to paste just like I did there. But here's a problem. So if you come up on this problem right here, I want you to draw a line from this corner to this corner, but make it a construction line by clicking that. So click Escape, click that line, and make it a construction line. It's dotted. So I want you to come over to the Pattern tool, click Pattern. I want you to mirror this little image across this mirror line right here, and click Apply. So you have a mirrored image going across both sides. Now I want you to highlight all of this, even this construction line, and click Delete. Alright, let's do that again. Highlight it all and click Delete. Finish. Then you can go over here to Circle, and now in the middle, which you could have gotten this middle a lot easier, but this is going to work for every side. Okay, so that's going to be 20 millimeters there, and then we're going to extrude this little part back in the other direction, 3 millimeters. Okay, I've messed up right here, so it was supposed to be 2 on this side. So I go over here and just delete, and then I make 2. I can't remember how to do it, but there's 2 on this, like that. That's 2. So this corner needs to look like 6, 2, 3. Underneath this, the 6 is a 4, so 6, 2, 4. Okay, now click the fillet tool. Make sure it says